mic test 1, wireless mic test 1.
All right, we'll try to get started. Thank you for joining us for the 79th Annual Varsio Awards. Appreciate you coming out again on a night that's senior-ridden, but a lot of events going through June, which is great, but obviously we know the end is coming soon, and we're disappointed to lose all these amazing athletes coming through. So we're going to try to acknowledge a few as we go tonight. To Katie, enjoy the baby. We look forward to having you back here in August. We'll talk when you get back, but it's been an interesting spring. To the administration, the school board, the secretaries here, the maintenance, the nursing staff, the people that get athletes signed off, the parent square messages, the family ID stuff, all those things that especially the 7th, 8th, 9th graders don't always know, like the senior parents do. Appreciate all the help behind the scenes to get that possible. Transportation, got a lot of things figured out this spring, which has been amazing, so we can get to our games on time, give our student athletes a chance to proceed accordingly. So for that, we're appreciative as well. We're going to go with the first introduction of the Scholar athletes, and that's going to be the high school principal, Kevin Stevens.
Thank you, everybody. I want to apologize. I'm a little underdressed for this occasion. Actually, I've been here since 6:30 in the morning. We give over 900 Regents exams here over these few days. It's quite a task. Students are studying hard. Teachers are doing great preparing them. Staff works diligently to make sure it all goes smoothly. But it does take a little bit of time. So I apologize. I don't have my suit on. But moving into our program, the Scholar Athlete is a worthy distinction. I always refer to our members of our teams as student athletes. Oneonta strongly supports athletics, but remember, you wouldn't even be a member of these teams if you were not a student first. By being a student at OHS, you are offered all the opportunities that our outstanding athletic department provides. But with those opportunities, we also ask a lot of our student athletes. We ask them to show up. We ask them to be on time. We ask them to practice hard, study even harder, spend long hours on bus rides traveling to games and matches, take tests the next day, develop their skills, strengths, and speed outside of the season, complete lengthy projects, be a role model, lead by example, be curious, be engaged, be connected, and be trustworthy, as we do here in Oneonta. Those that will be honored tonight have risen and often exceed that challenge. But they don't do that alone. It's important that we take the time and recognize the parents, the families, the teachers, the coaches, and mentors that have supported our student athletes over the past year. Student athletes, please take this moment to applaud those around you that have given you the guidance and support over these seasons. I understand and have seen the sacrifice it takes to be a Scholar athlete. It's not easy, but you are developing the skills of commitment, dedication, perseverance, and time management that will lead you to much success in your future. And now it is my honor to recognize this year's Scholar athletes. First, our Scholar athlete teams, where 75% of the student athletes receive or equal to a 90 average. In the fall of 2025, boys cross country. I'm going to make the call. We're going to hold our applause until the end because there's a lot of awards back there. Girls cross country, football and volleyball. Winter 2025-26, boys basketball, boys indoor track, and girls indoor track and field. Both track and field for both boys and girls. Spring, boys outdoor track and field, girls outdoor track and field, and tennis. Okay, so now we'll move on to the top Scholar athlete for the teams. This is the student athlete that has received the highest overall average for all participants on that team. They'll come up and receive a certificate from Mr. Mackey, and at the end we'll save our applause until the end. Thank you. Football, James Erickson. Oh, nice. Boys soccer, Richard Tang. Girls soccer, Lila Hinchy. Girls cross country, Ryan Forbes. Oh, come on up. Lila, you can come up. Ryan Forbes with Richard Tang. I didn't see him. Why don't you stay up here and then we'll give you applause at the end. Okay. Boys cross country, Brighton Logue. Girls swimming and diving, Adriana Ploutz. Boys swimming and diving, Isaac Youngs. Boys wrestling, Alan Little. Girls wrestling, Grace Kahn. Boys indoor track, Richard Tang. Girls indoor track and field, Ryan Forbes. Boys basketball, Logan Layton. Girls basketball, Genevieve Galliser. Tennis, Evie Chen. Girls track and field, Lila Hinchy. Boys track and field, Richard Tang. Cheerleading, Sana Schultes. Golf, Britton Z. Baseball, Trey Jervis. Softball, Jacqueline Simons, excuse me. And volleyball, Grace Harper. And now I'd like to invite Lee Farrar up for the Sportsmanship Award.
Okay, every year varsity coaches are asked to select one member from the team who has exemplified a high level of sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is defined as fairness, respect for one's opponent, and graciousness in winning or losing. I often hear athletes talking about this night, and every year I hear, I'm not sure I'm going to come. I think I only won the Sportsmanship Award. Like I said, it does bother me a little bit that these young athletes don't see how much of an honor that it is that their coach selected you as a Sportsmanship Award winner for their team. Your coach chose you because you may have stepped up and offered a hand to someone when no one else did, or you selflessly cheered on your team while you weren't in the spotlight. Your coach chose you because you did the right thing while no one else was looking, and in life there's nothing more admirable. So when I say that I'm proud to be the one up here handing out this award, and I've been doing so for about 20 years now, I mean it. And you athletes that receive this award should be honored that your coach had recognized your true character as an athlete, and even more importantly, your true character as a human being. So when I call your name, please come up, receive your award, and let's hold the applause until the end. Football, James Erickson. Boys soccer, Nicola Buzzi. Girls soccer, Jalen Galliser. Boys cross country, Sirius Whiteman. Girls cross country, Tess Theobald. Girls swimming and diving, Kinley Whiteman. Boys swimming and diving, Nathan Rainey. Boys wrestling, Lucas Weaver. Girls wrestling, Grace Kahn. Boys indoor track and field, Darren Rose. Girls indoor track and field, Kira Morton. Boys basketball, Jace Jackson. Girls basketball, Ella Harper. Tennis, Derek Frankowiak. Girls track and field, Kira Morton. Boys track and field, Darren Rose. Cheerleading, Liam Rowe. Golf, Sean Murray. Baseball, Aiden Lathan. Softball, Desiree Wheeler. Volleyball, Kaylee Farrar. Clap away. All right, grab a seat, you guys. Next up, Mr. Brindley, Recognizing our collegiate athletes.
Okay, I have the distinct honor of recognizing a special group of our seniors whose journeys as student athletes will continue beyond Oneonta High School. These young women and men dedicated countless hours to their sports while balancing the demands of academics, family, and community. Their commitment, perseverance, and passion have earned them the opportunity to compete at the collegiate level, which is truly admirable. While we are proud of their athletic accomplishments, we are equally proud of their character, leadership, and determination they have demonstrated as Yellow Jackets. Tonight, we congratulate these future collegiate student athletes and wish them continued success in all they do and as they take their next step in their academic and athletic careers. As I call your name, please come on up, and we'll hold it, since this seems to be the way we're doing it, we'll hold applause to the end. Lily Bridger, Hartwick College, volleyball and flag football. Brady Carr, Hartwick College, basketball. Deja Lee Champion, University of Albany, competitive cheer. Rebecca Foco, Manhattan University, track and field. Beckett Holmes, Lafayette College, track and field. Madison Imperato, SUNY Polytechnic Institute, softball. Maddox Imperato, SUNY Polytechnic Institute, baseball. Aubrey McCroney, Finger Lakes Community College, volleyball and track and field. Shakira Morrison, St. John Fisher University, track and field. Darren Rose, West Point, the United States Military Academy, track and field. Jacqueline Simons, SUNY Cortland, track and field. Nolan Stark, University of Carolina, Wilmington, baseball. Desiree Wheeler, Herkimer Community College, soccer and softball. Leilani Wiltshire, East Stroudsburg University, women's wrestling. And Britton Z, Cayuga College, basketball. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, congratulations. You may be seated. Now, please help me welcome Coach Z to the podium to recognize our three sport athletes.
Next, we have our three sport athletes. These student athletes will each receive a plaque. Grayson Brockington, football, basketball, and baseball. Will Cooper, cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track. Sam Heindel, cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track. Beckett Holmes, football, indoor track, and outdoor track. Anthony Iannelli, soccer, swim, and tennis. Caillou Legnami, cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track. Aubrey McCroney, volleyball, indoor and outdoor track, and cheer. So I guess a four-sport athlete. Shakira Morrison, soccer, indoor track, and outdoor track. Darren Rose, soccer, indoor track, and outdoor track. Jacqueline Simons, swimming, indoor track, and softball. Nolan Stark, golf, basketball, and baseball. Des Wheeler, soccer, basketball, and softball. Cyrus Whiteman, cross country, swimming, and outdoor track. And Britton Z, golf, basketball, and baseball. Next up, I'd like to welcome Randy Brockway, presenting the Section 4 Character Counts Awards.
Good evening. I'm here to present the Character Counts Recognition Award. Section 4 believes at the heart of every leader there must be positive character traits. In 1992, Michael Josephson, who is the founder of Character Education, launched the Character Counts Initiative, which is now widely implemented, the most widely implemented character education program in the world. The program is based upon common language of shared values known as the 6 pillars of character. 1, trustworthiness. 2, respect. 3, responsibility. 4, fairness. 5, caring. And 6, citizenship. Each Section 4 school was asked to choose 2 athletes from grade 9 through 11 that live their lives daily and display the traits of good character. This nomination goes to a student athlete, but character is a true goal of this award. Our first recipient is a member of the varsity competitive cheer team, a member of the girls varsity soccer team, and this year, the female athlete of Section 4 Character Counts Award is McKenna Frazier. Our second recipient was a member of the boys varsity soccer team, the swim team, and the varsity tennis team. This year's male recipient of the Section 4 Character Counts Award goes to Ethan Temming. Congratulations. Our next presenter will be Ms. Kathy Lynch.
Coretta Scott King once said, "The greatness of a community is often most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members." In the years that I've been in Oneonta, this sense of community is what kept me from leaving. I have frequently reminded my students how lucky we are to live in a community in which businesses, organizations, and individuals are willing to lend a hand, make a donation, or support a cause that is important to our students and families within our school community. Tonight, we honor 2 individuals that exemplify these types of compassionate actions that make Oneonta a community of greatness. As parents of 2 children in our district, they were always the first ones to step up, help out at an event, or donate something that was needed in our schools. Even though their sons have long since graduated from OHS, they are still stepping up to help and doing so in such a quiet way that most of us take their efforts for granted. Since at least the mid-1990s, he has been a fixture at OHS swim meets, volunteering to run the timing system for all home meets. According to Coach Patry, even though he has been encouraged to fill out the paperwork to be paid, he has politely declined. Many years ago, he made wooden storage bins on wheels, and for 30 years, those have been used to house all the touch pads for our swim meets. His wife can be seen every spring at the finish line at any home track meet. Since her younger son entered the high school in the late 1990s, she has been volunteering as a timer at all of our meets. If you finish the race in first place, it's pretty likely that she'll be the one who steps out onto the track to congratulate you, give you your time, and ask for your name. When we have our Yellow Jacket Invitational or when we host a class meet, she is up in the press box sorting out through the results and stuffing ribbons for those who finish in the top 6 in each team's envelope. Long after her son graduated, she still makes it to almost all of our meets and is always trying to get to know the newest group of track stars, cheering them as they race around our track. The Patron of Athletics Award is given to members of our school community who have gone above and beyond in supporting the Oneonta High School athletic program, its coaches, and its student athletes. Tonight, we honor this husband and wife who have supported our athletic programs for decades in such a quiet but meaningful way. Please join me in recognizing and thanking our 2026 Patron of Athletics Award recipients, Steve and Linda Johnson. Here to accept for them tonight is their son Eric, and 2 grandsons who will hopefully be OHS student athletes sooner than we all realize. Congratulations. Next up is Jerry Mackey, who will present the Dave Forbes Coach of the Year Award.
Thank you, Kathy. Dave Forbes Coach of the Year Award started a couple years ago to honor coaches that have either had amazing careers, amazing seasons, amazing arc of a couple seasons as various kids cycle through. This year seemed like a pretty obvious choice because I think everybody in the league assumed it was his last go-around. I think I'm happy to say, on behalf of myself and Mr. Brindley, having met with him a couple times this week, I don't think the league's going to get away from Mr. Hughes for a while. So we're hoping this was just going to be a Coach of the Year award. We're prepared if it's going to be a retirement award. It does not look like we have to do that yet. So that's good news for the returning athletes and bad news for the division and STAC. But of course, Mr. Hughes is spending time with his grandchildren right now with Beth Ann up in Albany, so we can't begrudge him that. But this year's recipient is Joe Hughes. Now, since I'm the fill-in AD, and nobody asked me, and I didn't have to ask permission anyways, I decided to make a separate award, also for the Dave Forbes Coach of the Year Award, for the following coaches: Kathy Lynch, Dan Forbes, Dave Risberger, Brady Cotter, and Dave Slater. Because if you look at the arc of our track program, indoors and out, especially over the last 3 years, the number of state champions is filling up our wall exponentially. Our sectional champions, our team scores, we're not having a one-off kid here or there placing in the state meet. We are having team totals that are across the board. So for that honor, and for what clearly based on research seems to be by far our best federation finish as a track and field program, from the indoor season to the outdoor season, I'm unilaterally making Dave Slater, Brady Cotter, Dave Risberger, Dan Forbes, and Kathy Lynch co-coaches of the year. So come on up, please, and get your time. Mr. Slater is home resting his voice, sicker than a dog. Usually happens to him after field days, which, surprise, surprise, but this year up at the state meet, he was extra enthusiastic, and I think the bill's coming due for him. So get well soon, Mr. Slater. But again, to the 5 coaches of the year, along with Mr. Hughes, who no showed us, but is in Albany for good reasons, our Dave Forbes Coach of the Year this year. Yeah, could you get that, Jim? I get to now have the honor of calling up Mr. Brad Z for the Dave Bishop Award.
The Dave Bishop Blue and Gold Blooded Award honors the individual who truly embodies the Jackets' blue and gold spirit, demonstrating unwavering dedication, pride, and commitment both to the team and the school. This young man's hard work, leadership, selfless support make him a deserving recipient of this special recognition. Baseball coach Joe Hughes says this student athlete is one of the most versatile and athletic players on the baseball team. Could play infield, outfield, and pitch. A great teammate and a 2-time STAC All-Star. Football coach Will Neal shares that he was a 3-year varsity starter for football, and his senior year averaged 13 yards per reception and recorded 64 tackles on defense. He also earned first-team All-Division All-Stars, a 2-year captain, and always willing to help the younger guys understand drills and concepts. A great athlete and an even better person. On the basketball court, this athlete was willing to do a little bit of everything to help contribute to a win. I am pleased to present this year's Dave Bishop Blue and Gold Blooded Award to Grayson Brockington. I'd like to welcome back Randy Brockway to present the Eric Driggs Award.
The Eric Driggs Memorial Award goes to a recipient who demonstrates exceptional coachability, team spirit, hard work, and willingness to subordinate personal goals to team needs. These characteristics are not created from hours and hours of repetitions, gameplay, or even postseason competitions. They are derived from intrinsic qualities that exemplify who the athlete truly is. Each and every coach at Oneonta High School cherishes athletes with these types of qualities, and they will long be remembered for the characteristics I just mentioned. This year's recipient has been a two-sport athlete throughout her high school career in both softball and volleyball. She is highly successful, is dedicated to her sports, is compassionate to her teammates, demonstrates sportsmanship, and always shows coachability. In softball, Logan has been on the varsity roster since the 8th grade. She is a two-time Stack All-Division recipient. She was selected as a Section 4 sportsmanship winner for her dedication, resilience, competitiveness, leadership, and humble personality. She broke the all-time stolen base record this season for her career. Logan was our leadoff batter with 95 plate appearances, 23 hits, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 14 RBIs, and scored 25 runs. She has been one of our team captains for 2 consecutive years and fulfilled her role with dignity. Logan is a dream to coach, a wonderful teammate, fiercely competitive, and a determined athlete. We will definitely miss her never-ending work ethic, her desire to be a great teammate, her fun personality, and her leadership abilities next season. In volleyball, Logan was a Stack All-Division recipient. For her 4-year varsity career, Logan piled up an amazing 201 kills, 179 digs, and 86 aces. Mr. Farrar states that Logan has played a tremendous role in team leadership, accountability, and dedication. She played a large role in the team's success due to her being a consistent athlete who shows up daily, ready to work. She is passionate and loyal to her team, never complains about workload or the grind. Logan will be missed greatly in the volleyball program next season. Logan will be attending SUNY Buffalo in the fall and will be majoring in medical diagnostics. On behalf of the Oneonta High School Athletic Department, I am proud to present the 2026 Eric Driggs Memorial Award to our amazing Logan Gibson. Next presentation will be the Carl J. Delberta Award by Mr. Bob Escher.
Hi, everybody. Well, I tell you what, it's a true honor, and we're very grateful to be here to carry on and continue the tradition that Carl J. Delberta started many, many years ago. To present tonight's awards is our program director, the legendary Gary DeLello, and our new director of operation, who is doing a tremendous job in just six short weeks, Lane Potter. I'd like to give a little shout out to Seamus Catello, who's also with us in the back. Gary.
I'd like to start with this award to talk about the man who the award is named after. In the 1930s, Carl Delberta was the leading welterweight contender for the championship. And the champ ducked him for 2 years, would not fight him. And then World War II started, and Carl, like many other professional athletes, joined the war effort alongside Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams. All right, and then in the meantime, his sparring partner, those of you that don't know much about boxing, a sparring partner is somebody you slap around for practice. Well, that was the guy who went on to win the championship, Carl's sparring partner. He was from Schenectady. His name was Marty Servo. Marty Servo won the title, and then shortly after winning the title, he retired. And the next person to take over and become the champion was a guy named Sugar Ray Robinson. He became the champion. Our Carl Delberta was a stone's throw away from fighting perhaps the greatest boxer who ever lived for the title. That's how tough and that's how great of an athlete that Carl was. And today, if ever we had a student athlete who best exemplified Carl's grit, toughness, resilience, never say never attitude, is our 2026 female winner, Madison Imperato. Hold on, baby, sit down. Growing up at the club, Maddie participated in soccer, archery, basketball, and softball. In middle school, she played soccer, basketball, and softball. And as she moved up into high school, she would go on to play basketball and softball. Now, I saw Maddie play basketball a couple times, and I loved the way she played. She played like there was no out of bounds. She was everywhere. Whenever there was a loose ball, she was on it. And I just loved to watch her. She was awesome. Now, according to her coach, George Fody, Madison was a pit bull on the basketball court. She was a relentless competitor and was willing to do anything it took for her team to win. Madison had the rare ability to change a game with her defense and grit. She never shied away from a defensive assignment. And Coach Fody also said that if he asked her to guard Michael Jordan, she would accept the challenge without hesitation, start talking trash, get under his skin, and get a few steals before the game was over. As a softball player, she was a senior captain, and she was all division in 2025. A solid second baseman who gave other teams fit. Trying to get her out. Business would pick up every time she got on base. Coach Brockway would go on to say, Madison is a very serious, competitive, intense ball player, and she's very demanding of herself and expects her to be the best she can be day in and day out. As my dad would say, results, no excuses, only results. With her sports schedule so busy, Madison also found time to be in the diversity club as well as SAD. She also, getting back to softball, Coach Brockway had said that she would do well at the next level. She's a hard worker, and nothing will stop her. These accolades that she got are well-deserved from her coaches, but they don't tell the whole story. In 9th grade, Maddie blew out her right ACL, and just a few years later, she blew out her left. To bounce back from one of these injuries is difficult, but to bounce back a second time on a different leg is unimaginable. If the pain of the injury wasn't enough, how about the long and lonely hours of rehab and the mental anguish and stress that goes along with a serious setback like this? It is just so tough to make it back, but here she is, just like Carl Delberta. She just kept coming. She is as tough and gritty as she is charming and beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Madison Imperato. Madison is going to go on to SUNY. SUNY Poly, thank you, honey. And she's going to play softball there. And her brother will oversee her social life and report back to mom and dad. Next up, Mr. Lane Potter.
Hard to follow that one up there. Amazing job, Gare. First and foremost, I want to congratulate all the athletes, the families, the coaches, the staff on truly a remarkable year. Everybody put so much into that, and I think collectively all should be honored for that, so great job. So I just want to make a little plug here. Starting July 6th, the Oneonta Boys and Girls Club will be offering summer strength and conditioning program exclusive for Oneonta athletes. Our Director of Athletic Advancement and former OHS grad, Graham Wooden, will be doing group work to develop speed, power, strength, and mental skills for our young athletes. So if you guys can't do it, please get your younger siblings in because we want to see them grow. As a Carl J. Delberta Award winner myself, I've always proudly hung this award as a reminder of the impact that one person, kind of like Gary said, can have on a community. And that will certainly always outweigh the wins on a ball field. This year's recipient is a two-sport athlete, earning all-stack in both baseball and basketball, often known as the glue guy, always putting the team above himself. After winning the stack championship this spring, where this year's recipient had 3 hits and 3 RBIs to lead the Jackets to the stack championship, Coach Hughes said, "He's a gamer and a heady ball player. He's very reliable and dependable. He's a great competitor, and I'm happy to see him come through like that." Coach Brad Z added, "He's a tough defender who is willing to do a little bit of everything to help the team. He takes pride in making the hustle plays, rebounding, moving the ball. His versatility, effort, and unselfish approach has made him a valuable asset on both sides of the floor." We at the Oneonta Boys and Girls Club want to congratulate Maddox Imperato on winning the 2026 Carl J. Delberta Award. I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Maddox, you were strong, you were confident, but most importantly, you were kind and represent your community and family so well. And congratulations to the Imperato family. Amazing job. After graduation, Maddox will move on to SUNY Poly, and he will study electrical engineering, play baseball for Coach Paul Ludden and the Wildcats. Come on up now. Here, don't forget that. And I'm going to bring Bob Escher back up.
Well, I pulled a page out of Jerry Mackey's book. We usually award 2 people, a male and a female, for this. And when we went down the list of recipients, I saw this kid's name. And during middle school, he was always at the club. He wasn't on a sports team in middle school, I don't believe, but he was there every day playing basketball. And he kind of lost track when he went into high school until I saw him on the basketball team. And the Carl J. Delberta Award, if I can read it, is presented annually to a young man who used the skills learned as a member of the Oneonta Boys and Girls Club to help others and to achieve high school athletics. And I just knew it when I saw his name. And it gives me pure joy to offer this special same award to Jace Jackson.
The Herb Butchell Award is awarded to that player that does not always get all the glory or the headlines, but has been an extremely hard worker, helps teams show improvement and have success, and would do anything that is asked of them. I kind of think we should change the name of that award tonight to the Deja Lee Champion Award, because I'm not quite sure I've ever coached someone more deserving of this award than her. Deja showed up at a volleyball, a little back history here. Deja showed up at a volleyball open gym prior to her junior year, and she told me that she wanted to be on the varsity team as a junior. We had a pretty stacked roster. She knew nothing about volleyball, and she had no idea what she was getting herself into when it came to the varsity volleyball schedule and my expectations. I was skeptical, even though I knew that she was a gifted athlete. Somehow, Deja made almost all of the open gyms, even though she was in the heart of her elite dance schedule. This was when I first started to understand the type of individual Deja is. She showed me right off the bat that she was committed to getting better, committed to her teammates, committed to me and my expectations. I was impressed. She started getting better and better, and in a short amount of time, she was competing for a starting position on a very good volleyball team. Deja did everything I asked of her while never complaining about anything. She even showed up for a volleyball tournament about 10 hours after she finished her dance show weekend, with her feet completely covered in blisters. And not to get too graphic, but I think there were more blisters and bruises on her feet than there weren't. She cringed as she put on her ankles and her shoes, but she played volleyball for the next 8 hours without saying a word. In her mind, nothing is more important than not letting down your teammates. I even think that at one point this past season, she was playing with every single finger taped up, but there was no way she was not going to play. Deja puts others ahead of herself. That is just who she is. She never earned any volleyball awards, any recognitions from other coaches, or even put up any crazy stats. But I can tell you that she was another reason as to why we were so successful these last 2 years. All I would have to say from the sidelines was, Deja, get her. I had to throw that in there, Deja, had to, right? And she would do everything in her power to put up a big block, and she did. She frustrated some of the best hitters in the state, and it takes a special athlete to rise to that level of play in such a short amount of time. But it takes a very special person to live every day with the type of mindset that Deja lives with. A mindset that puts others before herself, no matter what, and someone who rises to the expectations set in front of her, regardless of the obstacles placed in front of her. Deja was also a two-year captain for the cheer team, where Tav echoes my thoughts on Deja by saying that her sense of humor and hard work was the backbone of their success. Deja, you'll be greatly missed next year. You make everyone around you a better version of themselves. Continue being you. Good luck as you head to SUNY Albany, where, as we already know, she'll be part of the competitive cheer team. I know your teammates and your coaches will feel fortunate to have you on their team the same way myself, Tab, and Abby did. So Deja, come on down to receive the Herb Butchell Award. Next up, George Forty with the Damascus Award.
This year's recipient of the EC Dutch Damascus Award is graduating as one of the most accomplished athletes in Oneonta High School history. He is a flat-out winner. Before he joined the golf team last year, our program had struggled to find consistent success. From the moment he arrived, he, along with a few other key additions, helped transform the culture of the golf team. He brought a business-first mindset, embraced competition, and never backed down from big moments. From the tee box, he can hit a ball farther than anyone I've ever seen, and every now and then he hits it straight. Whether it's on the golf course, the basketball court, or the baseball field, winning is what he does. During his senior year alone, his 3 teams combined for more than 40 victories with an 80% winning percentage. He competed in sectional championships in all 3 sports and capped off the year by leading the baseball team to their 3rd sectional title in a row and the 4th of his career. Over his 5-year baseball career, his teams compiled an overall record of 92-24. When I spoke with Coach Hughes, he described this athlete as one of the best two-way baseball players ever to come through Oneonta High School. Throughout his career, he rewrote the record book both on the mound and at the plate. He now holds the school records for career pitching wins, home runs, and runs scored, all 3 major records. Coach Hughes summed it up best when he said, "He truly is our Shohei Ohtani." His accomplishments speak for themselves. Daily Star Baseball Player of the Year, 5-time STAC All-Star, multiple no-hitters, a perfect game, a central figure in some of the most successful baseball teams in recent Oneonta history. Yet what stands out most about Nolan Stark is not his athletic ability, but it is his character. Every coach, teammate, teacher, and classmate would tell you the same thing. He's a great young man with humility, integrity, and a genuine concern for others. He's represented his family, his teammates, and Oneonta community with class and dignity. He is the kind of student athlete who makes you proud to be a teacher and coach at Oneonta High School. It is my honor to present this year's EC Dutch Damascus Award to Nolan Stark. Who's next? Coach Mackey is next.
Thanks, George. Before I go any further, to the Boys and Girls Club, to the Rotary, to the Elks, to the Lions Club, to the Driggs Scholarship, to all the people behind the scenes and communities that keep supporting these awards, we thank you because the kids look forward to it, we look forward to it. We can give plaques and some monetary money for some of these kids to be recognized and move forward. So it takes a village. It's a great community. Obviously, Collegiate Delberta has done that for a long, long time. So we appreciate that. A new sort of sponsor for us, the Rotary has gotten on board, which is great. The Varsio Service Award is presented to Anthony Iannelli. It's about service above self. And it talks about the idea that you need to be a team player and put the interest of your team and teammates in the first, and then still be talented and driven and all those things. So for those of you who know Coach Scanlon, Anthony played for Coach Scanlon this fall. Now, I've been here 30 years, so you'd think I could have remembered that I was talking to Coach Scanlon. So I should have checked with Mrs. Scanlon, because Mr. Scanlon was supposed to be doing this speech. And so as I went through my records, he did not send me one thing about varsity soccer. But Anthony did play varsity soccer, and he was a captain, and he was all division. They made it to the STAC finals against Maynardwell. They were a sectional finalist. He grew up in Calcio as well, played for his dad all the way up through it, and he's been a great asset to our community in the soccer department. He joined swimming this winter. And from Mrs. Patry, he did both swimming and diving. He had to learn almost everything there is to know about competitive swimming and diving in one season. He was on the A relay team that had a 4th place finish at sectionals and placed 16th in his 100 freestyle. To the spring season, Anthony was a 3-sport athlete, as you heard earlier. On varsity tennis, team captain Anthony Iannelli, second-year varsity tennis player, demonstrated a deep commitment to the sport. Last year he played second doubles with Ethan Temming, and this year he played third singles for a team with a record of 10 wins and 4 losses. In the postseason, Ethan played doubles together with a record of 6 wins and 3 losses, and made it all the way to the States down in Flushing, where they played on the USTA tennis courts in Queens. Anthony helped lead the team to division and sectional championship titles this season. Anthony's dedicated to training and improving his skills, and he understands it's not just about him, but winning individually, but supporting the team. He takes on the responsibility of being a leader and leading by example. He inspires his teammates by encouraging and supporting them no matter their skill or level. He treats everyone with kindness and understands that respect goes both ways. He's a trusted confidant and friend to all his teammates. And having had the honor of coaching Anthony twice this tennis season, where he helped us win against Maynardwell in the STAC semifinals and helped defeat Delhi for the sectional team title championship, Anthony is by far the best team tennis player I've ever coached in the two matches I've ever done. So Anthony, come on up for your award. Great job. Let's see, we got Dan Ford filling in for the aforementioned Mr. Slater.
You have all these presenters talking about teamwork, and just so you know, your coaches are filling in for other coaches, so we know about teamwork too. We don't just preach it, we practice it. Anthony C. Drago Award. If anyone ever knew Tony, the first thing that comes to my mind, maybe yours as well, is squared away. He was a very squared away man. He had everything I would say, lined up in order of priority, and he executed it in that order, and nothing stopped that. And it's what made the athletic department, it was the foundation of this school's athletic department, through that made what we have here today. How great our athletes are, the coaches that you have, the coaching staff you have, the athletic directors that you have. It's from the foundation of Tony Drago. And these three athletes that Coach Slater is going to describe here really are squared away, because you have to be. To be as talented and as good as these three athletes are, there's no other way to be than squared away. Beckett Holmes. I know this isn't my speech, it's Slater's speech, but I feel like you guys need a little class on track. There are a lot of divisions and awards or championships, whatever. Anyway, if you hear me talk about a Class C championship, it would be at the Class C meet, all schools Class C about the same size. But I also might say Class C from the state meet, and that is the third division of schools, and that's the smaller size out of 3 divisions at the state meet. If you hear me say super standard, pretty much these athletes were already in states before the season finished. Before we even got to the postseason, these kids were so good that they already qualified for states. They just had to show up at state qualifier and place in the top 5. All right, so I'm gonna try to go through this quickly and explain what these things mean to you. Beckett Holmes. For indoor track, Beckett holds the OHS school records for long jump, 55-meter hurdles, 60-meter hurdles, high jump, and is a 5 times section champion, which means he's 5 times section 4 champion, not just section 4 Class C, the whole section. All right, that's the beauty of some of these individual sports. For spring, Beckett holds the school record in the long jump. That was contested, by the way, from 29, 26? And they can't even measure back then, could they? He's got the long jump record, the 110-meter high hurdle record, and the pentathlon record, for which he is a 2-time section champion. Last year, Beckett was the New York State champion in Class C. Remember, there's 3 divisions, A, B, C. In Class C, he was the state champion for the pentathlon and 4th overall. So out of Class A, B, C, the whole state, he was the 4th individual. If you don't know what pentathlon is, it's an event that perfectly sums up Beckett. He is a jack of all trades and is not only good, but great at whatever event he takes on. The pentathlon includes the long jump, high jump, 110 hurdles, shot put, and his favorite, the 1,500-meter run. Beckett is another one of my former Riverside students. Again, this is Mr. Slater. I'm Greater Plains. He's one of my former Riverside students who has been so fun to see grow into the person that he has become. One of my favorite memories of Beckett is him lined up for the finals of the 110 high hurdles as a freshman at the state qualifier meet. Most high hurdlers tend to be very big and tall. Beckett was neither of these things at the time, but at the end of the day, he showed he belonged, and over the years, he's become one of the best athletes I have ever seen. He essentially became another assistant coach I could count on when work needed to be done, and I couldn't always be around. This is one thing I will certainly miss next season. His bouncy, good-natured attitude can be deceiving, but he thrives on competition and always puts in 110% no matter what is asked. His ability to be coached is second to none. Any minor fix that needed to be made, he would figure out almost instantaneously. And this is true. When the pentathlon, he's got to throw the shot. And I've been the throws coach the past 2 seasons. I've yet to see him behind the school at the shot circle, but yet he still throws the shot well. I can't figure that out. But this is what I'm talking about. His ability to be coached, oh, sorry, I got to that. Any minor fix, as I said, he would do instantaneously. His ability to listen and adapt has turned him into the amazing athlete that he is today. I look forward to watching Beckett compete next year in the pentathlon for Lafayette College in Pennsylvania. Beckett Holmes. Thanks. Very well deserved. Very well. He's cool as a cucumber, and I don't know how he does it, because as a freshman, he didn't know anything about track either, but he never asked questions. And being that he did a lot of field events, he bounced back and forth between field events and track events, and Slater and I never had to find him. He was always at the right place at the right time. That's very unique for track athletes, let me tell you. All right, the second person, Kira Morton. In Kira's one indoor season, she broke the school triple jump record, was first at the class meet, meaning Class C, the size of the school, A, B, C, D, and where am I? And finished first at the sectional championship, punching her ticket to the state meet, where she finished 23rd overall in the state. In her 4 spring track seasons, she now owns both the OHS school triple jump and long jump records. She is a 3-time Section 4 champion. Last year, she placed 6th in Class C division, the 3rd division at state meet. She was 6th overall for the triple jump and capped off her career this year, finishing 4th in Class C for triple jump at the state meet and 2nd in Class C as part of the 4x100 meter relay, meaning there's one girl who runs 100 meters, so they do 1 lap around as they hand a baton off. That's team sport and track. Coach Cotter had these words to describe Kira. She's a competitor, loyal, a great teammate, loves to laugh. Come on, do it. Dedicated, and the greatest girl horizontal jumper OHS has ever seen. I've known Kira since her days at Riverside. To say I am proud of what she has accomplished and the person she has become would be an understatement. Now, anyone listening in on one of our usual conversations most likely would not get that impression. But in all honesty, Kira, you are one of the hardest workers and have always stayed true to yourself. You always did the little things like help out around the track when things needed to be moved, or the first person to start cleaning up and not looking for someone else to do it. I wish I had you in the 100 so we had our set of blocks back in the storage room from States. Anyway, I have made many idle threats over the years about events you would be doing, mainly because I think you could be good at all of them. You showed that this year by being a key part of the girls' 4x100 meter team this spring and helping to a second place showing at the state meet. I look forward to seeing more accomplishments from you that are sure to come your way as you head to the University of Albany. I will miss our daily doses of banter, but again, more importantly, I will miss the dedication you always had to the team and all-out effort displayed on a daily basis. Kira Morton. Thanks. All right, number 3. This is the last one. D. Rose. My man, Darren Rose. Here's a brief highlight of some of Darren's indoor and outdoor accomplishments. In 2 indoor track seasons, Darren compiled 2 class titles, 2 section titles, and capping those 2 seasons off with an individual 3rd and 5th place finish at the New York State Championship meet. He holds the indoor OHS record for triple jump, the 200, 300, and the 4x200 meter relay, which also finished this last season as 3rd in New York State. His OHS outdoor school records include triple jump, 48.3, think about that. 48 feet this kid went. Like, you never hear of these numbers in high school. 48 feet. Anyway, I'm sorry. In spring track, his accomplishments include 4 times Class C champion, 2-time stack champion, a second place finish at the New York State Championship meet in triple jump last year, and 8th overall, meaning federations, private schools, public schools, and New York City public schools. It's incredible. And he did that last year in 1 jump. The kid was injured, showed up the States, did 1 jump, and he was a second place finish at the New York State Championship. The man is a competitor. What else? Finishing off his amazing track career this past weekend. We just had States in Rochester this past weekend. Coming in 6th with the boys 4x4 relay and winning the Class C triple jump title and placing 3rd overall in the entire state. With successful athletes usually comes great character. A note from Coach Scanlon in regards to Darren's soccer career. Darren has been a part of the boys' Yellow Jacket soccer program since 7th grade and a member of the varsity squad for 3 years. Darren was selected as a 2024 and a 2025 Stack Boys East soccer selection. He captained our squad as a junior and senior, leading us to the Stack Championship each of those years. He is a relentless competitor, always looking to take it to the next level, and he betters those around him. He can be characterized as someone with great character on and off the field. And a student athlete, I am proud to say I have coached. We wish him luck in his future endeavors. Coach Cotter pointed out these following traits for Darren: smiles, passion for improving in athletics and life, dedicated and locked in for championship time. Coach Scanlon and Cotter's words can certainly be echoed, I'm sure, in all facets of Darren's life, whether it be on the field, on the track, or in his daily interactions. A quick example of how truly awesome Darren's character is happened at the state qualifier meet this year. He could have easily been a section champion in triple jump. As I said, he was 3rd overall in the state. The 2 people who beat him were not from Section 4. He would have crushed everybody in Section 4. But he didn't. He didn't do it. He was seated he was seated so far ahead that he would have crushed the competition, as I said. But instead of prioritizing that individual achievement, he jumped a single time, which ended up placing him 2nd, so that he could be ready to run hard for his 4x4 teammates. This was an event that Darren really wanted to go to states with his boys. And 4x4 means each kid runs 1 lap. 4 kids run 1 lap. He said nothing about it, he said nothing about it except for to the coaches. And the coaches even realized how important this sacrifice was. If you think about it, what he gave up at your age, as a teenager, at the highest level, he gave up something for his other 3 teammates. He would then help the 4x4 to a season's best time to make the state meet. He would follow that up by literally leaving nothing left in the tank to run an incredible 400-meter time, which would help his team finish 6th and get hardware at the state meet. And those of you, that you did not see it either online or in person, he crushed it along with those 3 other boys. And man, you could tell before he got on the podium. And I'm not going to tell you what was going on for 20 minutes before he stepped up to the podium, but he was filling in some gaps on the infield. Anyway, sorry, Darren. Darren, I look forward to seeing what many more accomplishments are sure to come your way in the future. Best of luck at West Point. It has been a true pleasure coaching you. Darren Rose. And now to continue the Anthony C. Drago Awards, Mr. Lee Ferrara.
Never easy following a speech by a Forbes. Okay, so I'll skip the part about what this award is. I have had the pleasure of coaching this young lady for her entire high school career, as she has been on the varsity volleyball team for 4 years. I've also had the pleasure of watching her compete in competitive gymnastics for many years prior to that. I can tell you that Aubrey McCroney has been checking off all the boxes as a Drago Award winner from very early on, and she has stayed true to who she is as an athlete today. In the world of volleyball, they say, find your best athlete and make them your setter. Well, I did exactly that. Aubrey was a 3-year starting setter for the varsity volleyball team. Her stats include 1,038 assists, which is just shy of the school record, but that school record was held by somebody who started for 4 years, not 3. If you break it down per year, Aubrey has put up more assists per year than any other OHS volleyball player. She also served the ball over the net 813 times. That sounds like no big deal. She's 200 times more serves than any other OHS volleyball player. That doesn't just mean she got the ball over the net. That means that she served competitive enough to give herself runs every time she got back there, and she earned us points every time she went back and served. She was an all-division all-star, an all-conference all-star, WBNG TV Athlete of the Week, the Nate Law Athlete of the Month, and a Class B 5th Team All-State Award winner. That was left out on the brochure tonight, but she is and was a 5th Team All-State Award winner, and I guess I have to give a little explanation like Mr. Forbes did. Across the classes, we have 6 teams in which All-Staters are awarded to. It's 6 girls per level, and she was awarded 5th Team All-State, which, because we didn't even get out of Section 4 this year, that says a lot because they don't usually offer those awards to individuals that did not move on. She's helped take her team to 2 Section 4 semifinals and 2 Section 4 finals with a career record of 55-20. She's helped us to be ranked 2nd in the state this year, which is the highest ranking we have ever earned. Her stats are impressive, but not as impressive as the bruises she wore the entire volleyball season. If you've ever watched Aubrey play, I think she's on the floor more than she is on her 2 feet. And in volleyball, that's a compliment. She has an uncanny ability to read the ball before it gets there, and she's athletic enough to turn every ball into a hittable ball. I would say that some of her best moments came when the other team thought that they had the ball on the ground before Aubrey was able to turn it into a beautiful set, allowing our hitters to dominate. She practices the same way she plays. I regularly had to tell Aubrey to take it easy. We would be in a gym on the day before a big match, and she would be throwing herself on the ground to get a ball in a silly warm-up drill. She just couldn't help herself. She plays this way out of love for the sport, passion to improve, and the drive to succeed. We heard already Aubrey is a 4-sport athlete. On top of with volleyball, winter cheer, indoor and outdoor track. On top of that, she also takes ballet classes in all of her spare time. In cheer, she has been placed in every position and has helped her team to win 3 Section 4 championships. In track, she competes in the pentathlon and the high jump. Aubrey is only 5'4", yet she's competitive in the high jump, which is typically dominated by much taller athletes. Again, a sign of her athletic abilities. It is obvious that Aubrey takes on many different roles as an athlete. Regardless of her role, she does it with a smile on her face and with a competitive spirit. Aubrey always brings a lot of energy and fun to the gym. She always wanted to be there. She embraced every moment, even the tough moments. Push 5s, which I know she's going to miss. Aubrey may be leaving us and heading to Finger Lakes Community College, where she's going to be continuing her athletic career in volleyball and track, but her legacy will live on the volleyball court. She has set the standard high. She has led by example and has helped to pass on traditions to our future teams. She's also given much advice to our next year's set, who has some big shoes to fill. Aubrey, I'm going to miss seeing you around school, and I'm definitely going to miss seeing you in the gym. After 4 seasons together, next year's obviously not going to be the same without you. Thanks for spoiling me all these years, kid. Aubrey, come on down and accept your award. Next up, Brad Z, continuing with the Drago Award.
Well, by now you know what the Anthony C. Drago Award is. The next recipient, head coach Fody says, despite golf being his 3rd sport, he had a very impressive golf career at OHS. In his senior golf season, he had a plus 6.5 stroke average and was an all-stack division all-star and qualified for the New York State qualifier. His best career round was a 37 against Shenango Forks in a match where the team achieved a major goal of shooting under 200 as a team. He is an ultimate leader and is not fazed by the big moment. Head coach Joe Hughes says, one of the best fielding third basemen I've ever coached at OHS. He was always listening, watching, paying attention, whether hitting or fielding, and is also a three-time Stack All-Star in baseball. As a 4-year member of the basketball team, I'm really going to miss this guy. Like Coach Mackey knows, having a point guard that you can put the ball in the hand at the end of the game for 4 years takes a lot of weight off a coach. He became just the 6th boy to break the 1,000-point scoring record, a co-captain with a refuse-to-lose attitude, and also was a 4-time All-Stack All-Star. Mr. Drago would be very proud of you, as am I. I'm very honored to present this year's Anthony C. Drago Award to Britton Z. Lastly, we have Coach Dave Risberger and Mr. Jerry Mackey to present the 6th Ward Athletic Club Athletes of the Year.
Gotta move this down a little bit. So I started coaching indoor track about 5 years ago. At first it was mostly long distance, and I supervised shot putters, basically to make sure nobody hurt themselves. The next year I decided to actually coach the throwers, and so I looked to get advice from Oneonta's own track and field GOAT, Dave Forbes, as well as going online and looking at lots of videos, trying to educate myself. So by my 3rd year, I figured I had a good shot put training progression down, and I thought, I think I can do this. As long as none of these crazy kids think that they need to learn weight throw, because I don't know anything about that. So for those of you that don't know what weight throw is, it's hammer throw, but indoors. So you don't have that ball and chain that they're whipping around. Instead, they've got either a 20-pound or a 25-pound ball with a handle on it, and they whip it around their head and then turn 2 or 3 times and then just let it rip and see how far it goes. And if that sounds terrifying, try being on the receiving end in a cage trying to measure that. So it kind of makes you also wonder what kind of person in history first looked at a 20-pound rock and thought, hey guys, hear me out, but I got a great idea. So back to the story, at the end of the first week of practice, I asked if anybody had any interest in learning how to throw the indoor hammer throw, or the weight throw. To my dismay, the hand of one of my sophomore girls immediately shot up. So I had to learn quickly how to teach that throw, but luckily, this student was a fast learner. In about an hour on a Sunday afternoon, she went from learning how to throw the weight over her shoulder onto a mat to turning once and throwing it over 20 feet. By the end of that first winter season, she'd broken the Oneonta school record. I can still remember the audible gasp by coaches and competitors alike that night at Ithaca when she launched the weight over 45 feet. And that was not unlike the audible gasp some of her teammates and I had when she accidentally threw the weight into the wall in the gym during one practice session, which you still haven't signed, by the way. So this student fully understands the track saying, do the work, knowing that practicing hard leads to performing to your full potential. She was always at practice and even attended my summer and fall lifting programs whenever she was able to get a ride, or she wasn't working like she was up until a half an hour ago. There were many days when she continued to practice her throws outside long after team practice had finished for the day. Her level of dedication is such that when presented with the opportunity to travel to Italy this past winter with her mom, she needed reassurance that it was going to be okay to miss the 3 weeks of practice and competition. I had to remind her that traveling to see the world is an opportunity not to be missed and that the track would always be waiting for her. This student leads by example by working hard on the track, but off of it as well. We have a description for people like her in my house, an all-around good human. She's a member of the indoor and outdoor track teams, a member of the concert band and choir, a member of the Future Business Leaders of America, a member of the French and Diversity Clubs. She's the co-president of SAD and also the senior class president. Some highlights of her high school track and field career. As I said, she's been a varsity outdoor track and field teammate for the last 4 years, and she's been a member of the indoor track and field team for 3 years. She holds personal best throws and shot put of 33 feet, 3 3/4 inches outdoor, and 33 feet, 1/4 inch indoor. If you ask any throwers, they will differentiate those two always. She holds the Oneonta discus record of 126 feet. She holds the Oneonta weight throw record of 47 feet, 9.5 inches. After breaking the record as a sophomore, she proceeded to break it again 8 more times during her high school career. She's this year's Section 4 indoor track and field champion in weight throw and the Stack outdoor track and field champion in discus. She qualified to compete in the New York State track and field meet twice this year, where she placed 5th in the state in weight throw and 6th in the federation. So as Coach Forbes said, that meant she was the best. She took 6th place out of all the private schools throughout New York. In discus, she took 4th in the state and 8th in the federation. And in 2025, she took 13th place in the Nike Indoor National Meet in weight throw. So this fall, this student will be attending Manhattan University, majoring in computer information science and marketing. She also plans to continue to compete as a member of the Manhattan University track and field team, and they are very fortunate to have her. It's been an absolute honor to know and work with this student for the last 3 years, and it's my pleasure to present this year's Female Athlete of the Year Award to Becky Foco. This is for me. I don't know. And now I'd like to introduce Jerry Mackey to present the Male Athlete of the Year.
Okay, we're almost there. Appreciate your patience. A really amazing depth of class. We got plenty of amazing athletes sitting in this room right now. They got other awards that on a normal year would have clearly been up here for one of these awards. That just shows, like I said, the depth and the width of all the talented kids we had coming through on the male and female side. So I appreciate your patience. A couple housekeeping notes before we go. Please get something to eat or drink before you leave. If you saw your certificates for all conference, all division on the tables, those are for you to take home. If you were named Athlete of the Month, that's on the tables for you to take home. Members of Coach Siegel and my tennis team, if you're here, the medals are in from Section 4. I have those before you leave today. I'll give those to you as well. And to Sandra and to Dorothy and Ange, who's here tonight, as well as Sandra, special thanks to all the program stuff. There are a couple of mistakes that I'll take responsibility for missing. We've corrected them either on the certificate or the plaques are getting redone. But for the most part, all this is compiled all through the year, and it's a good job overall, so I'm very happy for that. But we will make note of correcting whatever you have to do, so please shoot me an email, stay after the night event, and please just point it to my own attention, and we'll get it addressed, okay? So, Mr. Hughes was also supposed to do this speech. So the good news is I coached this person. I coached Anthony a couple weeks ago. I coached Brady 4 years ago. I've been lucky. I got to have Mike and Stanley as a freshman, Graham and Teddy as a freshman, Britton. And Brady is a freshman, and it's just a different animal. When certain kids come through, certain talent levels are just different. And so to watch the arc of him become from that and surviving me coaching him to becoming eventually the all-time basketball leading scorer, just barely edging out Coach Fody and Coach McCroney from Unitigo. He just nipped those two guys at the end there with 1,655 points. It's been an amazing arc. And for selfish reasons, we get to watch him up the hill at Hartwick for the next 4 years as well. For basketball, 4 years plus a few games as an 8th graders, just as Graham and Teddy and Britton did. 3-time stack all-conference, 3-time all-state all-star, all-time leading scorer in boys basketball, as I mentioned. A quick note to summarize him. Brady Carr is an effective offensive player with amazing strong scoring instincts and reliable shooting ability. He can score from multiple levels, stretch the floor with his jumper, and contribute as a consistent offensive threat. Turning to baseball, where he just finished up 3 sectional championships in a row. From Coach Hughes, Brady Carr. Interesting note on Brady, and this speaks to him. As an athlete, it's not easy living up to or playing up to expectations. Brady faced this in both basketball and baseball, and to Brady's credit, he delivered in both basketball and baseball. And you have the unique ability, because just like Britton had his aunt had to survive me, your mom had to survive me, having coached Tiffany and Chrissy way back in the day, and for them to still be 39 years old is amazing to see them here tonight. So well done. A 4-time stack all-star in baseball, holds the record for the most hits in a single season with 40 hits in 2025. Smart player who paid attention to all aspects during the contest and always tried to create a huge competitive advantage. We're going to miss him dearly. So it's my pleasure, in a vote by the athletes, this is my choice, the student athletes vote. They chose Becky, they chose Brady Carr as the boys athlete of the year. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. Get your certificates before you leave, grab something to drink, and drive home safe. My tennis people, don't leave me. McKenna.